Welcome to another Strathearn Stories podcast. In the studio today, we have Nadia, a young mum of two, Strathearn girl, and she's here to tell us about a project that she's got on the go. Nadia, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. My pleasure, or our pleasure. Tell us a little bit about you and your family.
I've got two boys. I've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, double trouble. And my youngest son actually has a rare brain condition called microcephaly, which is really quite rare. So he's almost 5, but his brain's the size of a 1-year-old, which can cause a lot of problems. So there's a lot of side effects that can come with that. And with his side, it's kind of cognitive and kind of behavioural and things like that, and sensory overload. So I kind of had to learn how to navigate the ways through that with a child with additional needs. And I actually kind of started the project with his kind of nursery hours getting cut to only 2 hours a day. So he was going in full time, and then they kind of said his behaviour's getting a little bit tricky to manage, and when he's kind of getting emotional and kind of lashing out, it's a bit tricky to manage it. So they reduced it to 2 hours with kind of lack of support for one-to-one, because they don't really do one-to-one at nurseries. And yeah, they didn't really have all the things to kind of put in place for his condition. So that kind of left me with what can I do with him. So I'd take him out, do different activities. Sometimes I'd take him out to the park, and like when it's raining, that's not very handy. So especially when it rains for 41 days straight, kind of you need to use your imagination a little bit. So yeah, sometimes I'd take him out to restaurants or activities and kind of soft plays, and he'd just start running everywhere, and then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, no, I just wish I never came out. Or people would look when he's screaming, shouting, and I'm just feel really uncomfortable. So I'm like, no, I just want to go home. So I was kind of left with, what can I do apart from taking him far, like to places and things like that? But that costs money, and sometimes when kids are having a meltdown, it just ruins the whole trip basically, or can just make it quite challenging. So that's why I kind of got the idea to have an activity centre in Crieff, where there's so many families and individuals that would benefit from something like this.
So Nadia, tell us a little bit about your project.
Sure. So What the Sence is a project. So I'm basically hoping to create a sensory and illusion activity centre, the first of its kind in Scotland. And I was hoping to have kind of multiple illusion rooms, as well as a VR and kind of arcade area where kids, teenagers and grown-ups can have fun with. And then there would be like a sensory and regulation room as well, kind of on the other side of the building, so it's a bit quieter. So there'd be things like padded walls, so they can't really hear too much of the outside. One room will be a little bit smaller, kind of darker and quieter, with maybe some tents and lights and things like that.
Okay.
And the other room being a little bit larger, with kind of things that they can climb, monkey bars and jump, because I know obviously different kids need different things to kind of regulate themselves. So I kind of put that in mind, as well as having an inclusive cafe. So members that pay a membership, they can come to the cafe as much as they want, or the activity centre, and they can get free teas and coffee. Like if they wanted something more premium, like a can of Coke or something, then they can pay for it. So it's kind of like if you're paying an inclusive holiday type of thing. So you get that inclusiveness, but an activity centre, and you can just drink your coffee or whatever while they're in the sensory garden. You can see them from there, kind of playing on the swings. And if they're touching things, you don't need to worry about them breaking it, because that's one thing as a mum with additional, like having a kid with additional needs, I've noticed is you're always running after them, worried that they're going to touch or break something, and you're not actually enjoying your time out. And sometimes even kind of soft play areas as well, it can be a bit like, oh my God, you're running after them in case they do this or that. So this would be built for that.
Sounds like a very ambitious plan. So business plan, planning permission, all that kind of stuff. Where are you up to with that?
So I've currently been in contact with Perth and Kinross Council for the past few months, and they were kind of looking on market properties to see what was available. There was a few sites that I'd mentioned to them, and then they said either there was plans or it wouldn't just not accommodate the project, or there was underground infrastructure that prevented development. So there was always kind of something, but once it kind of blew up on social media and things like that, so At first I went on Strathearn Herald front page, which I was absolutely shocked to see it there. And then it was on the second page of the PA, STV News as well. Like, people were tagging me in it, and I was just like, what the hell? It's quite overwhelming. And then I saw that the VR industry also wrote an article about it as well, which showed that they recognised that this would be quite good for the community, and they even said that it could inspire other kind of areas in the UK and even across the globe to kind of join in on.
So VR, can we just expand on that a little bit, because that's not in this country, is it?
No, it's not. So it's the VR Collective. They're like a kind of global immersive industry for VR, and they're actually based in Houston, Texas, which I was quite surprised for them to hear about a story in Strathearn, which just kind of highlights how important something like this would be.
Fantastic. Well, we're definitely going to tag them in the Strathearn Stories, because that's what we want. We want people far and wide to know about our lovely little community.
That's right.
So, who's backing you? You talked to me a couple of weeks ago about the council. Where are we up to with that?
That's right. So I've had plenty of meetings with different council departments. I've now been kind of put through to the greenspace department. So now with it blowing up, they've put me through to them. They kind of help with off-market properties that are not advertised, and they can negotiate with private owners as well, like farmers and estate agents. So they can kind of help find things that are a bit more harder to find. So I'm meeting them next week to see what they've kind of come up with. And I've also got private estate owners looking over the business plan. And I've been to Crieff Community Council meetings as well, which I didn't know I was going to be handed a mic as well at the time. So I was like, just saw these councillors and I was like, oh dear, okay, just don't stutter whatever you do, which I actually done quite fine on. So I was quite proud of myself for that one. But
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's been a lot of community backing, as well as 5 schools in Crieff that are supporting the project in some sort of way. And I've acknowledged that it would be quite beneficial, as well as NHS. Health visitors have written letters of support. MSP Jim Fairley. I've also got Richmond House, from the care home for the elderly. They also contacted me and offered to write a letter of support as well, because they said that their residents currently have nothing really here at all. Like, they either have to invite people into the home or they need to take them far out the way. Like, there's nothing here, especially everything's like age restricted, so it's either like just for kids or just up till that age, or you need to be 20 plus. Like, there's always some sort of rule thing. So my centre would kind of be like for all ages, but structured classes like kids, teens, adults and elderly and things like that. So there's a lot of community support and people interested in it, and a lot of people that are offering donations for the raffle that we're going to do at the end of next month, and a few people that are being interested in coming to our community walk for inclusion as well, on the 7th of March. So yeah, it's been quite a lot of momentum.
So you definitely hit the ground running, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not much of a runner, but I thought that I was like, at least that would it'd be good for me. So
it's great to see all these people kind of getting behind you. What can the people of Strathearn do for you?
And support wise, I would say probably just sharing our posts. Maybe they can donate, help with the fundraiser. Just sharing our articles. Really, that's kind of the most we can get help with. Is even word of mouth as well.
Maybe a bit of ground someplace.
Yeah, a bit of ground would be great as well if anyone wants to do that. So I'm not saying no.
So on that note, if you were to get a bit of ground tomorrow, whether you've got to buy it or whether it was gifted to you, how long would it take to get this off the ground?
It depends whether if it was with council or private estates, sort of thing. But as well, it depends with pre-planning permission applications, because they can take a while. Because I was told that there is a company in Crieff that's been waiting 2 years for their application to be approved. So it does depend on kind of what it is as well. That if it's deemed to be more like helpful, if it's done quicker, be more effective sort of thing. So, but I would be saying towards the end of 2027, maybe 2028, for at least to have the structure of it, maybe not it be fully open, but for the building at least to be there if we were to be gifted the land or buy the land tomorrow sort of thing. Okay.
So you've got your business plan, you've got the the project kind of laid out.
Yeah, 101 page business plan.
101 pages.
101 pages. Yeah, it's very thorough. I made sure I covered every aspect of it, or I just wouldn't be taken seriously. So I looked really deep into it.
So who helped you with your business plan?
I done it myself, actually. I tried setting up a modelling business a few years ago, and I had experience kind of learning how to do business plans and things like that. And it wasn't actually something that I was passionate about. It was just a way to make money for my kids. Right. So with something like this, I was like, this is something I'm actually passionate about, that actually touches my heart. It's not just a gimmick thing for me. It's something that would actually help me, my kids, and so many other kids and families that I know out there that are struggling, that don't have anywhere like this to go to. Like my neighbour literally paid a fortune to go to somewhere else in Edinburgh for immersive kind of illusions and things like that. And like it was just the hassle getting them there and coming back. Yeah. And it's not ideal. It'd be better if there was more things like that here, I would say, for sure.
So you got the backing of a few people, Perth and Kinross Council, local MP,
yep,
the newspapers,
NHS as well.
NHS.
Yeah, they acknowledged it would help the physical and mental health of a few people.
Fantastic. What would this mean to you if you actually got it off the ground?
It would mean a lot, really, and it would show that Crieff really is built with the heart, with the community kind of at heart. Okay. It would mean so much to see so many people benefiting from something like this, not just a standard gimmick or a basic thing for them to do. Like it would be something that could genuinely help them. So I think I would be very, very pleased with something like that.
Cool. On that note, I'm going to wish you the very best of luck with it. It's very ambitious plans, but I think you've got the right people behind you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So all the very best.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And hopefully we'll have you back on another podcast maybe in 6 months.
Yeah, hopefully
to give us a wee update.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Hopefully be a lot further than that, and the building halfway up already.
Cool. So Nadia, how do people contact you? If they want to get in touch, where do they go?
So I do have a Facebook page that people can find me on. They can just type in What the Sence, give me a wee message. I also have an email address, info@whatthesence.co.uk. So you could just send me a wee email. I've also got my phone number and a few of the signature application forms around the town. I think there's about 10 of them in different shops and restaurants and things like that. So yeah, people could just find them there if they want to reach out.
Okay. Nadia, thanks again.
Perfect. Thank you.
That was Nadia telling us all about her Strathearn story. Until next time, thanks for watching.